Hey Starnies, I hope you're well. So today I wanted to talk to you about a couple of different things. Everybody who knows me on a personal level knows that I have a brother who has Down syndrome. His name is Jonathan, and he is one of the most delightful young men you will ever meet. Jonathan has been to Disney with me many times, but every time we go, we always see people who never have to wait in line. And I get asked all the time as a travel agent, how does my loved one with special needs avoid waiting in lines? Not every special needs person or person with a disability has problems waiting in line. And if that's the case for you, then that's awesome. But in some cases, waiting in line can be awful. People who are on the autism spectrum, sometimes waiting in line just is not a good thing. Sometimes they can become overstimulated, and waiting in line just becomes something that makes for a really terrible day in line. We have friends who go down all the time who have kids with disabilities who just cannot wait in line because they get overheated. The exhaustion kicks in quickly, and it just ruins their park day. So Disney has done something really amazing to help with guests who have disabilities. Disney has what's called the Disability Access Service. Now what this does is it allows your child or your loved one who has the disability, plus everyone in your party, to not have to wait in the line queue for very long, or actually not have to wait in the line queue at all. What it does is it gives you the ability to check in at the attraction, and they'll give you a time to come back at a later time where you won't have to wait in line at all. It kind of works like a fast pass. Now you may say, how do I get the DAS card? Well, the DAS card is very simple to get. All you have to do is go to guest services at your park, tell them that you are in need of a DAS card. They'll ask you some simple questions regarding your loved one's disability, and then they'll determine what suits you and your family best. So they'll give you a card, they'll take your picture, and they'll find out how many people are in your party, and they'll give you a card that you take through the park for the rest of the day. It's actually good for the entirety of your trip. So if you have a 5-day ticket package, then it's good for the entirety of those 5 days. It's actually good for up to 14 days. But if you're an annual pass holder, then it's good for 60 days at a time. So it's a great thing to have. Another great thing that Disney does for guests with disabilities is if you have a child who is disabled and is in a stroller, they'll give you a sticker that you can put on your stroller that allows you to use your stroller or carriage like a wheelchair. That way you don't have to park the stroller or carriage while you go through the line queue. And it works out great because your child won't have to stand in line, and it just works out better for everyone involved. People often ask, do DAS cards cost me money? Disney is very good about not charging for things that they don't have to, and DAS won't cost you a penny. Guests often want to know, will I have to bring a doctor's note in order to get my DAS card? The answer to that is simply no. Disney cannot ask you for any medical documentation to find out if you need a DAS card. Now they may ask you questions in order to find out what will work best to suit you, the party that you're with, but they cannot ask you for documentation for a DAS card. Once you go to the park and you get your DAS card, if you find out that that's just not going to accommodate your disability and that it's still not going to be good enough to help you get through the day and help to keep you from being in physical pain or in emotional pain, then Disney also can go a step further. They can work out a plan that's even better for you that can accommodate you further. So don't be worried that you are going to be stuck in lines all day long, or that you're going to have to spend the majority of your day waiting on your DAS passes to come to time. Not only does Disney offer DAS cards for guests with disabilities, but they also offer quiet rooms and dark rooms throughout the park. So if you have a loved one who is bothered by overstimulation, then the park has rooms throughout where you can take your loved one to cool down, or to find a dark, calm space where they can calm down, cool down, and prepare themselves for the rest of the park. Another great thing that Disney allows you to do is to come in and out of the park as many times as you need to. So if your loved one requires a nap or some time to just cool off and take a rest back at the resort, then that is absolutely okay. With those DAS passes, it works out great because you're not having to wait in those long lines, and you can spend as much time as you need to at that hotel and take a nap and rest, and then use the rest of your time to enjoy the park. Disney does a great job at accommodating all guests, including guests with disabilities. So I encourage you that if you are a family member of someone who has a disability, don't wait in lines, don't put yourself through that, and go see guest services and allow them to help you have a magical experience. I hope that this video has been helpful to you. If you have any questions regarding this, feel free to contact me, or you can call Disney directly. They have a disability services number and they would be glad to help you as well. So until next time, happy travels.